Welcome to Channel 18 News. I'm Jim Rogers. At what is being described by Silver Springs Police as an all-night get-together on Pampa Street, an altercation led to the shooting death of Joshua Paul Cowling, age 38. Arrested at the scene of the incident was Aaron Tyler Crum, age 26. Crum is charged with murder and is in Hopkins County Jail being held on a $1 million bond. The investigation continues as Silver Springs Police Department investigators and Texas Ranger John Vance questioned those who attended the get-together. Silver Springs Police responded to a call on Pampa Street around 4:16 a.m. Saturday morning. Callan was pronounced dead at the scene by Justice of the Peace B.J. Tier around 4:23 a.m. Saturday morning. Silver Springs police officers were dispatched to an apartment on Moore Street regarding an assault around 11 a.m. Sunday. Roderick Ramon Mosley, age 41, of Silver Springs, was arrested on League Street and charged with felony 1 aggravated assault, Date Family House, with a weapon. Mosley had also been in jail for assault earlier this month. When police arrived at the Moore Street location, the female complainant said that she had been assaulted, and during the assault, Mosley had exhibited a knife. She also provided officers with the direction of travel of Mosley, who had left the scene prior to the arrival of police. Mosley is in Hopkins County Jail. In March primary early voting, over the weekend, 142 Republicans and 5 Democrats voted on Saturday. 116 Republicans and 17 Democrats voted Sunday. As the last week of early voting begins, 1,323 total votes have been cast in Hopkins County. Early voting continues this week, 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. each day through Friday, March 2nd. Here's Don Julian with sports.
The Wildcats baseball team opened the regular season with 2 wins and 2 losses at the Rose City Classic in Tyler last week. The Wildcats defeated the host Tyler Lee 7-4 and then lost to Lindale 9-6 on Thursday. They lost to Amarillo 6-2 on Friday and then defeated Waxahachie 8-0 on Saturday. A game against Forney on Saturday was canceled. We learned more from Wildcats baseball coach Jared Hammock.
Really look forward to playing in this tournament every year. Of course, it's a beautiful facility. It's really good teams. You know, this year the preseason 1 and 2 and 5A were both in it, and every other team was a playoff team, whether it be in 5A or 6A. So we knew we had our work cut out for us. 2 and 2 was a good start. You know, the only thing that bothers me is the 2 losses were a lot of self-inflicted wounds. You know, pitchers walking too many, in addition to making more errors than we're used to making in those 2 particular games. But the one thing I thought we did really well was swing the bats pretty consistently throughout. You know, maybe the Amarillo game not so much, but 3 games really swung the bats well, scored a lot of runs, didn't even play a full 7-inning game and still scored that many, that many runs because of the time limit. And then we saw some other things that we needed to see, who might need to be where, and saw a really good pitching performance by a young guy, Jackson Chaney, shut out Waxahachie. They had already beaten the kid going to A&M, one of the kids going to A&M from Forney. So we knew they were good and they could swing the bat, and yet he probably held them, 3 hit them, and shut them out. So to get 4 games in under the conditions that we had this weekend, we're probably one of the few teams in the state of Texas that got to play 4. So, I certainly was a plug for the all-turf, field under any circumstances. All you got to do is quit raining and you can go. Yeah. And but I thought it was a pretty productive overall tournament, certainly.
Last game got canceled, I guess, because it was actually raining during the time you wanted to play.
Well, basically what happened is we played 1 inning, and the rains, I think it was lightning. It was a lightning delay to start it, and then it started pouring down rain, and then, you'd wait 20 minutes, and then there'd be another lightning strike, and so you keep having to wait. And we had already gotten 4 games in. Yeah. Forney had only played 3. Tyler Lee had only played 3. So we almost bowed out, graciously, to let them try to get themselves 1 more game before it got too late. I think they ended up getting to play much later in the day, but again, I thought getting 4 games in was good. I wasn't, upset that it worked out the way that it did. Like I said, we were trying to help them out, get more games in for them. If we'd have stayed and tried to get our game in, they may not have played a 4th game down the stretch. So, yeah, just the weather, the lightning, the torrential downpour that really happened. And we waited a good hour and a half maybe before we just finally said, we'll he just said, would you bow out? Yes. We said yes.
This week, Lindale's got an all-turf or a lot of turf field, and I know they've got a regular field they sometimes use, but I can't imagine that would be ready. But I don't know about Thursday. But tell us about you going to go to Lindale, I guess.
Right, and they don't really use that second field much anymore. We will play on the half turf. It's an infield turf, outfield grass. Our JV was supposed to play in there this past weekend. Of course, the grass outfield was underwater with all that rain. So, if it doesn't rain quite as much, I feel good about our chances of playing. It's a 4-game tournament. Of course, we'll play Lindale again, and Lindale ended up maybe going 4-1 in that tournament. They did really well. So they're a quality team. Be good to play them again. I think Atlanta is another opponent we play that sometimes comes to that tournament. Then a couple of private schools, Brookkill out of Bullard and All Saints out of Tyler. So hopefully we can get them all in, because we still have some question marks, even though I think this first tournament has led us into a direction of where we need to go and who needs to be where. But it's always good to keep playing and figuring more things out and fine-tuning it. We'd love to know who our district maybe lineup is by the third tournament. And to do that, we need to really get to play this week.
After 2 days of inactivity, the Lady Cats soccer team got in 3 games Saturday in an Allen tournament. The Lady Cats won all 3, and they are now 7-1 for the season. The Lady Cats hope to play some in a Wiley tournament this Thursday through Saturday. I talked with Lady Cats softball coach David Carrillo.
We were really blessed to be able to play. We were driving up there, and it was thunderstorms, and when we finally got there, and then it was a lightning delay, and everything all worked out, though. Everything cleared up, sun come out, and got to play 3. So that was really good. I thought we, played well under the adversity that we kind of had, just getting there and just not knowing what times we were going to play or if we were going to play. So I think our girls handled it well, but they did really well with, playing against Frisco Liberty to open up, and we won the game 5-1, and I thought we did some really good things there. McKinney North, we struggled offensively a little bit, and we ended up winning that at the very end, 3-2, with Brinkley Driver hitting the walk-off base hit to, get us the win. And then W.T. White, I can't remember what the score was, but it was a lot to nothing. So, it was a good three games for us, considering that we didn't know if we were going to play this weekend. And, everybody's in the same boat, adjusting and trying to just figure out something and piece things together. So, it's like this week we were, getting to play today is really a great thing, with the weather being the way it's supposed to be on Tuesday and Wednesday. So we're just trying to get kids in and evaluate and see what direction we're heading.
Yeah, you look at the hitting outside of that McKinney North game where we struggled with 4 or 5 hits. Had a whole lot of hits, or a pretty good number, 8 or something like that, against Liberty, and then a ton of hits against the Dallas program.
Yes, offensively something that we've been able to pretty much do all year. I was a little disappointed in the way we hit against McKinney North. But, the pitcher, she was she just threw the ball a lot slower than what we were used to, and I think our timing just kind of got messed up a little bit. But those things happen, and I told them girls after the game, sometimes you got to win those kind of games, because you're not always going to be able to score a bunch of runs. But the good thing about it was Bailey Haggerty was able to hold up in the circle very well, and if she can do that and give us those performances, we're going to have a lot of good things happening to us, because again we do have we can score some runs. So that being said, we just got to keep on getting better and just doing our thing, what we've been doing all year.
And then Roberts and Fight, they actually get a combined no-hitter. It was a 3-inning short job.
Yeah, that was a really short game, by the way. Because their pitcher, we were able to hit her and get to her pretty good. And then, of course, when you mix some walks in there. So that being said, we're just trying to find a good 1 and a good 2, and just somebody to go back to, and we're do what we got to do to just keep our pitching going and, getting ready for district, because you never know what's going to happen in district.
You've very fortuitously have scheduled a game at A&M Commerce. You talked about it just a little bit earlier, playing Royce City,
Yes.
doubleheader, and so a good chance. Hopefully, the weather will hold up and evaluate kids. And
Yes, that's the whole purpose. Is like I said, we were actually originally scheduled to play McKinney, but something fell through on there, so we didn't have a game. And then when I saw this weather issue starting to go, I mean, I'm learning. You get on the phone, you get on those emails, and you just start hustling. And that's what we've been blessed and been able to do. I'm thankful that I know a lot of coaches around the area, so they'll get me something or move me to the direction of someone if I need it, especially a game. So this really worked out well for us.
the Wildcats soccer team lost a hard-fought 2-1 match at Hallsville Friday night. The Wildcats end the first half of district play with a record of 2-4. They open the second half at Pine Tree, and according to athletic director Greg Owens, that match will be played Monday night at 7 due to expected bad weather on Tuesday. I talked with Wildcat soccer coach Nikki Wiggins.
We lost a close one in Hallsville, 2-1, and boys played really hard. We didn't create many opportunities. Hallsville played very defensive-minded. They had a kid up top that was pretty good, kind of created a little bit of chaos for us, but it was just a back-and-forth game, and both teams played really hard, and they just came up on top this time.
Angel Tavera got a goal for you?
Yes, sir. Angel scored. We had a pretty harsh foul in the box, and we got a PK. And then right after halftime, we gave away a PK. So it was one of those back and forth games that was really hard, and so they just managed to scrape a little scratch a goal there, in the second half to go ahead, and we had some opportunities, but just could never get on the end of them.
Yeah. I was thinking 2-4 at the end of the first half, and I immediately thought back to last year when kind of got a slow start, kind of looked kind of dire, but team played very, very well in the second half and got into the playoffs.
Yeah, that's kind of what we talked about this morning watching film. It's a very similar situation than last year. Actually, we've won one more game than we did last year at the first round, but it's one of those deals where we're backs up against the wall, and every point's crucial, and we're kind of chasing Hallsville. So, the kids seem to understand. They're positive, but at the same time know that it's time to start winning a few of these.
Next up is Pine Tree, and I guess negotiations are underway to try, because of the weather, trying to second guess the weather, and so you're negotiating.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. So, the weather, always looking at the weather, and, the weather can change. Like last Friday it changed, in a drop of a hat. So just trying to figure out if we're going to play today, Wednesday, Thursday, all these options going around. So, yeah, we're just trying to figure that out and give, he wants to give his team the best opportunity, and so do I. So we're just trying to, negotiate and see when and where, when we're going to play.
The Lady Cats soccer team lost a match to first place Hallsville 2-0 Friday at Gerald Prim Stadium. The Lady Cats start the second half of district play by hosting Pine Tree, and that match has been moved to Monday due to expected bad weather Tuesday night. And I talked with Lady Cats soccer coach Joel Bailey.
Hallsville's great. They've only given up 3 goals all year. They've shut out every district opponent, including us, unfortunately. They snuck in a corner kick on us, and then late in the second half, they crossed the ball in and one time took a wicked shot that we weren't ready for. They're a great, solid team. Hats off to Coach Erickson. Yeah, they're good. They're solid. There's a reason why they're number 1 right now in the district. So we'll see them again in a couple weeks. Maybe we'll have a better turnout.
Yeah, it was, I think, 4-2 in the first half for you. So,
correct.
That put us in third place, I guess.
Yes, right now Hallsville's got 17, Mount Pleasant's got 16, and we have 12. T-High has 9, so that would round out the top 4. If the season were to end today, we would, go into the playoffs. And it's the third place seed, and I think over in District 15 in Wiley East is, I think, the second place. So that's who we would draw. But we play everybody twice, unlike football, so we get another crack at everybody. So maybe we can climb back up towards the top.
Similar to the guys who right now negotiations going on, trying to figure out when to play to nail everything down. But just in a general way, Pine Tree, we always know that's always a tough game where goals are kind of really That was 1-0. I think we beat them last time.
Correct. Absolutely. You know, their goalkeeper's really solid. Yeah, it's always never boring. It's always a low-scoring game. So I don't want to do this to the girls, you know, hey, oh, by the way, we have a game tonight. Surprise, you know. So definitely trying to make sure that all parties are informed. And, you know, right now we're at the mercy of the weather. So we're trying to do the best by everybody and keep everybody safe. That's priority number one. And then, you know, make sure that we're all competitively and mentally and physically ready if we do have to play a game tonight. So we're working on details.
Thanks for watching Channel 18 News. Have a great evening.